The government, government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, government, it's the government, government, the government, it's the government, the government. It's the government, it's the government, it's the government, government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, government, the government, it's the government. It's the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, it's the government.
This is who was the person? 4ZR, 4ZR. 4ZR, hop in, brother.
What's good, Trick? How you doing?
You're Somali, right?
Yeah, I am indeed. I just got one question for you, a civil one.
Go ahead.
You can hear? Yeah, I think it's a real good question that's been bothering me. You could consider it $1 million question for the Black community, indeed. Which is, why do the FBA, since they claim to oppose the power structure and the establishment, why do they serve that same empire, and go overseas and actually, participate basically in the subjugation of other fellow blacks? Although you guys claim that you delineated from them, but it's still they fellow black people, right? They're the people that the black people in America descended from. So in that case, why do you guys actually partake in the empire and actually volunteer, not volunteering, but like, why you aid the empire in the subjugation of fellow other black American that don't have it as good as the blacks in America?
Wait, what do they subjugate other Black Americans?
No. Basically, the black America, why do they go overseas and actually serve in the so-called white man military to go subjugate other fellow blacks overseas in the case of Africa?
Sir, for every brother who's in the military, you just kind of do what you're told. You're not joining the military to go subjugate Africa. That's not your goal. You go to the military to serve the country. Now, the powers that be, because of some kind of conflict, send people over there. They just do what they're supposed to do in the military. Nobody's actively going there to undermine anybody. In fact, many of the movements in Africa to liberate Africa comes from foundational Black Americans. Do you understand that, sir?
Yeah, some of it, but yeah, you could. That was back then, but recently
Yeah,
the
but
blacks did a whole 360.
no, because Black people still go over there. When we go to Africa, we go to help you. When you have people go over there visiting, we don't go there to undermine the people there. We
Not
go there to
wait in
people.
the form of the military or just when you
That's
peace.
No, no,
You got what?
yeah, because you have foundational Black Americans, some in the military, some are not. It's some foundational Black Americans go over there to help the continent of Africa, sir. So for you to say that we go over there to try to subjugate the people, that's very incorrect. Let me get my brother Kanye to
No,
speak on this. Hold on,
let me rebuttal though.
hold on. Okay, hold on. Let me get Kanye here because I want him to touch on it. My young brother Kanye, you here, sir?
Yes, sir. How you doing, Flex?
Hey, man, now this gentleman says that we go over there to subjugate some of the people there, and we're supposed to.
Yeah, partake in the subjugation, not you guys uniquely, but yeah, in the greater, you guys basically are part of the greater. Yeah, go on.
Okay, are you familiar with South Africa?
No, that's not my region. Educate me on it. Go on.
Okay, so South Africa got their freedom for their blacks in large part because of what we did here in America by lobbying Congress, going over there, staging protests, and things of that nature. You understand that, right?
Yeah, I'll take your word for it. Yeah, go on.
I'll tell you what, right now, I want to say in Djibouti and a few other places, right? When they send Black American soldiers over there, they actively keep them away from the population because you know what tends to happen? We tend to ask questions like, wait, this is y'all country. And they say, yeah, so why don't y'all own anything? And that tends
Wait,
to spark
sir,
something.
are you talking about currently or in the past? Because in the
In the
past,
past, currently, doesn't
yes,
really matter. They learn from their mistakes. They don't tend to send us to Africa all as much because every time we tend to go over there, we end up sparking some type of rebellion for those people.
Hmm.
Do
Hmm.
you want to know why that is?
uh, well, you're not wrong. I'm not
So that will be technically us
disagreeing with you.
not subjugating them, right? Because we wanted to subjugate them even further, we would just sell them Nikes and fitted hats like they ask us for. But when you get over there, you tell them, hey, y'all should be owning this shit. Because you know what we go over there to do, right? They're over there training those people. You
Wait,
understand that, right?
now you guys kind of got your shit together in a way, but it's still some of the things that I was critiquing is still going on. To
Give me
this
an example of a form of
previous,
subjugation.
if you don't mind, Kai. But previously, most of the people that some of the Somalis that I knew back home, and actually, in the broader sense, other part of Africa, that most of the people that you used to fight against, and the U.S. government used to send them to fight them, were primarily blacks, right? So that this is the reason why I kind of brought this up because I thought we were all on board. We
You
thought we
mean the
were bros.
humanitarian mission in Somalia where you guys shot down a bunch of airplanes and then turned into a battle, a skirmish? It wasn't even a war. It was like a quick skirmish.
Well, it was urban warfare, nonetheless. A lot of
How
people
long did that
lost
last?
life. But Tariq, I'm not out here trying to dump on or shit on
Well,
the
you just
US.
backtracked your whole statement. Like you
No,
said,
no,
we come
no,
over there about taking
I
and
raised
subjugating.
a legitimate question.
So what Black American is from China?
Wait, repeat that.
I said what Black American is from China?
No, they're not black people from China.
So would you say China is actually subjugating Africa?
No, Chinese actually helping Africa, infrastructure,
That's what you view as help. High
financial.
interest
They're not like
rates.
they don't take the same approach as America does.
Wait. So let me get straight. So
Wow.
you do understand the deals that China have with your country, right? With your continent,
Yeah,
whereas they
yeah,
offer you guys. Listen for a second. They offer it's predatory lending is what it's called. The UN is already
no, that's the
uh,
C- that's the
th-
that's the CIA
listen,
program.
listen for a second. Listen for a second. Listen. Something you don't know. The UN has already criticized China heavily for what they're doing. So essentially, what they're doing is they're going over there building hospitals, they're building roads, they're building infrastructure, and of course, the people there are like, "Oh, this is a good thing," but they're not building it for them. They're building it for China. And the rule is, if they can't pay it back in X amount of time, then the Chinese just keep the land. Does that sound fair to you?
I 100% disagree with you.
So that's not fair.
Respectfully, and I'll tell you what. I'll tell you why. Uh, America, okay, what they do is that it instead of taking China's approach or somehow like you know, critiquing it, they come with the barrel of the gun. Basically, they'll subjugate you. They'll try to push the, you know, the rainbow ideology down your throat. If you reject it, then they will basically starve your country. In the case of
So hit you with sanctions. Yeah, let's call them
but
imperialism.
as
Hey,
a
real quick.
normal
Hey,
man,
let me just talk to
man,
Tariq for a second.
do
Hey,
you
Tariq.
oppose that? You do oppose that, correct?
No, yeah, 100%. Yo, you're a Tariq.
Yeah. So when we try to
Hold on a second.
then
1 second, sir. 1 second, sir. Tariq,
no,
Yes.
I do think we need. It'd be very dope if he was to hold a space informing these people about what a sphere of influence is, right? Because they don't understand it. Because they're
no,
not
that
built.
just scapegoating Kanye. Come on, man, you can't just do that.
Do you know what
I'm
a sphere of influence is?
legitimate things, bro. But you just want to just you know, shove it aside and dismiss it, and then.
What have I said is not legitimate?
But you know what? We can move on from this. It's not that big of a
Yeah,
deal.
because you don't understand what they're
But I
doing to
just
you.
said again.
Like, you really think they're trying to help you? They're not.
No, America does not want to help. America is the enemy of
No
Africa,
one is trying to help you. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The only people who've actually tried to help you were black people from America.
and I'm
That's
not
it.
denying. I don't disagree with that.
So why are
When
you saying that we over here to subjugate you? That doesn't make any
but
sense.
no. There are, okay. Hear me out.
There's a stutter. There's a
There
famous
are
stutter.
Uh,
no. But you gotta let me speak. You can't just
So
shut me.
first you said, wait, just so we clear, just
Can
let me
I
know if I got it wrong. First you
respond?
said that we are here to subjugate. Then you just said we don't want to try to help you. We can't help and subjugate at
It's
the same
half
time,
half.
my fellow.
It's half. I'll say it's solid 50-50. There's people such
Now
as
it's 50-50. First yes
Malcolm
and
X.
okay. I think we done here. All right, appreciate it, Flex.
thank you so much.
Yeah, it's nice speaking with you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Brother Kanye. Yes, indeed. But yeah, brother. Yeah, saying that we go over there to subjugate people. No, we don't. Foundational Black Americans, even those of us in the military, we go over there to try to help the people. We don't go over there subjugating anybody. And you're talking about how China gives y'all these great deals. Are you insane? Really?
Tariq, wouldn't you say it would be better for the black people or the black community to actually uh, basically vacate from the military, you know, as a sign of basically rebellion or as a sign of protest? Because since you guys claim that, you know, the establishment is, you know, oppose you guys, right, oppose the reparation, would it be not a good thing to actually do that instead of actually serving a system that you claim that oppresses you guys, that you claim that basically is opposed to you or opposed to your existence?
Well, white
Go on.
supremacy is global, so it ain't just the U.S. It ain't the military.
But why partake in the empire though?
It's what?
Why partake in the empire's action, you know, against basically oppressing other minorities overseas,
No, we don't.
other people?
We help people, sir. And the empire.
No, you don't, Tariq. Please, you don't.
What do you mean we don't?
Okay, so you say a black guy in
Or
Iraq,
no,
okay,
no, no, no.
with
Or
brigade,
or
right?
or
Brigade of white boy.
slow down. What city do you live in right now?
No, I'm not gonna dox my
No,
address, but we
I
can move.
know. What state do you live in? You ain't got to give your address. What state are you in?
No, I'm not from America, but I visit frequently. To simplify.
You either here in the U.S. or in Canada. Which one?
Yeah, I live all over the
You
place, but
here or
most
Canada? Which one?
yeah, Canada, but I
All
visit the states
right.
a lot.
All right. Okay.
But what does that have to do with anything we speak in?
Because you ain't over there in your homeland. That's what I'm saying, sir.
But it's because of the U.S.,
Oh,
bro. Like
stop with,
what I'm
y'all
trying to
stop
get
with
at.
the U.S., dude. What, you always blame the U.S. It was Britain that had you subjugated, sir. How come you ain't go to Britain?
But Uncle Sam descended from
How,
Britain, so they the
why
same.
didn't you go to Britain then?
I don't like the Anglo-Saxon to begin with.
Ah, okay. Well, you don't.
I thought we were buddy. So this is why I'm trying to, like, you know, like basically break this down to you, and you don't seem to get it. I feel like.
So basically, you got your ass toe up by Britain. They destabilized your homeland. Then you had to flee to Canada, but you mad at foundational Black Americans. What kind of shit is that?
No, I'm not mad at you guys.
Well,
I'm just trying to make sense of why you guys partake
how
in the
come you're
empire.
hollering at
I'm
how come you're hollering at the British or all these other groups who was smashing down or some of those?
I oppose them. I oppose them.
But
They all in the same category for me. When did I ever say
we
I
didn't.
don't? I don't.
All your focus is on us.
Yeah, because you guys, you guys are African,
We ain't no African.
descendant of African,
We're not African. No.
this descendant of Africans. Yeah, so, yeah.
Planet
If I can real.
of Africans. We're foundational Black Americans, sir. We didn't subjugate your homeland to the point where you had to flee. It was Italy, Britain, France, a bunch of people tag teaming your ass over there. You didn't go nowhere over there to holler at them. You over here hollering at us, sir.
Well, we fought them to lightly put it, but I'm just trying to basically see why you guys partake in the impact. It's
But
just so simple.
yeah, to holler at a handful of Black people who are in the military.
Not a handful, not a handful. The black American community is I mean population is, if I can recall correctly, 60 million, nearly 60, right?
No, we're about
6 7
43 million, but uh
of
yeah,
so what percentage of that serve the
yeah.
military?
I'm not sure, but the fact that you're trying to find some Black people who served in the military who didn't purposely go over to your homeland to do anything to it. We didn't join the military to say, "Ooh, I'm gonna go to Somalia and tear that up."
I
No,
know, no, that's not the
but
intention. I never
but
claimed it was.
the fact that you would
We're
focus on
doing it for
why
financial,
why
but
focus on
still.
foundational Black Americans instead of France, Italy, Britain? Hmm? Why focus
But we
on
can't reason with the whites. You still have what they call it, like you're similar to the African people. Like
so
you're
you
African. So
so
we're
you
trying to reason with you guys and trying to understand
trans,
why.
translation, the white supremacists defeated you psychologically and you're scared to holler at them, so you want to holler at us to fight for you. And you're talking about the empire. No,
Not
you
not military.
and you want foundational Black Americans to fight for you, right?
No, I wouldn't debate with the white. The white, they just smoke. When he comes sees me, it's just smoke. But the black, like, I don't want to, like, I don't want to just go that route. I'll rather reason with a fellow black than actually,
What you want us to do? We don't control
like,
the military.
don't serve in the empire's exploitation of other blacks, basically.
Okay, if we dropped out of the military, they'll still be over there whooping your ass. So why